The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Happy Friday and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, and wild world to take back control of our health,
And our freedoms.
and our choices.
Exactly, our choices. We like that word, choices.
Personal choices especially.
Well, there's a whole big thing going on now with it. They're talking about personalized medicine. Remember how I don't like that word. I like personalized health. And the more we get to know ourselves and the more we make choices that are good for us as individuals, the more empowered we are. And that's what I'm all about.
Yep.
Empowering people to make better choices so they have a better life.
I like it. It's a beautiful day here in downtown Clearwater. It's about 90 degrees going this afternoon, so it's going to
Starting
be
to get
hot, but
hot.
I'm kind of liking it. I'm ready for it.
I just say thank you. It's a beautiful
That's
day.
right. We're blessed.
Yes.
Please subscribe to our Health Signals newsletter. I have a new one coming out at the first of the month, so watch it for it. But, I've got so many good links in there. I've got some really good movies in the current one that you need
Good stuff.
to watch, some good interviews. And I'm going to be putting one in the next one, too. And I also wanted to remind you to pick up some Primal Edge. We're really doing a lot of research on this type of product. And the more research we find, Paige, is we're really on the right track with this product.
We're right on the right track, and it's
I
such a
really
great
like it.
product. And I am working on an ebook that can kind of be available for people to get them some more pointed information. Wait, I know we have a caller on the phone, but
Yeah, that's
before
right.
we go there, I just want to say congratulations.
Oh, yes, I'm a great-grandfather for the fourth time.
Great grandfather, folks. I mean, this
So,
is pretty amazing.
my
Rolling
older-
around on the floor playing jiu-jitsu.
My oldest daughter, Kimmy, her second daughter, Stevie, has had her second child. And it's Leah, who's, I think, 6 pounds, 13 ounces.
Do you have
and
some
18
pictures on
inches.
Facebook yet?
I do, but I
But
haven't got Facebook
show
there.
us when we just maybe you can pull it
I'll
up
do
on the
it.
break.
I will do that
Okay,
for sure.
so it looks like we have Tom in Tampa.
Yep.
Tom, are you out there?
Yeah, I'm out here. How you doing, Nico? How you doing, Paige?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Good, good.
What can we do for you
Beautiful
today?
in Tampa. Nico, have you ever heard? Are you guys familiar with a product called kombucha?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I
What
drink
do
it
you
every
know
day, in
about it?
fact. Yeah, it's a-
Kombucha tea, the
Yeah, it's a
fermented
fermented
beverage.
tea. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
I
really
fucked
helps
it.
promote healing in one way by balancing the microbes that you have in your digestive system.
Okay, so like a cup a day, something like that.
Yeah, I would say that's fine. I have one bottle. I think the bottle's 12 ounces. Maybe it's a little bit more. But I have one, most of the time in the afternoon. I drink it after jiu-jitsu or something.
You can, I like to explain that kombucha and other fermented beverages like whey water, they're actually the old soda pops before there was such a thing. I mean, our ancestors and people that lived years ago, they took substances like tea, which is black tea and sugar, and they fermented it with beneficial bacteria, and they came up with different flavors. I mean, you can see improved digestion, weight loss, increased energy, cleansing and detoxification benefits, and it actually helps to raise up your immune system support, and we see improvements in joint pain and, other disease prevention, giving us great immune support. I highly recommend that people choose to integrate a fermented beverage a day. My hand might go out of the screen, but real quick, I'm drinking a fermented beverage. It's not kombucha, but it's a cultured whey water, a probiotic-generated whey water.
Yeah, those are great, too. I have my coffee, which is not the same thing, but I'm getting a little bit of fat in there, so that's good for me,
So
too.
you're basically using kind of like my philosophy of a terrific tonic, as a way to get good nutrition, and that can be in the form of kombucha. Are you enjoying kombucha now, Tom? Have you been
No,
drinking
I
it?
haven't. I was talking to someone back a few weeks ago, and they were just ecstatic about it. It does this, it does that. And I'm like, well, I'll talk to the two pros, run it by them, just because
Yeah, it's a really good product if you can, and a lot of people are making their own. I've been buying it at Nature's Food Patch here in my local health food store. But
And they have lots of different flavors
Yeah, they have
that you
lots of
can
flavors.
try. And I really love introducing kombucha or cultured whey beverages or some of these type of drinks for people who are really trying to give up more unhealthy beverages. So
Yeah.
give it a try and see, and then report back what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what was that place you get it at, Nico?
Nature's Food Patch and here in Clearwater.
Okay.
Most health food stores carry kombucha.
Yeah, Whole Foods carries it. There in Tampa.
Okay, I can get it there too. Have you heard anything called a SCOBY that goes with that, or something like
Well, the
this?
SCOBY is actually what makes the fermentation process. So the SCOBY, you wouldn't find them in the store, but there are. If you go to some websites and if you write me, I'll point you in the right direction.
SCOBY is an acronym for the symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast, SCBY. And kind of makes sense. And there's a lot of people are brewing their own kombuchas, and you can safely do that at home, like Nico said.
Yeah, you just have to get the SCOBY is the first thing you start with, and those things. It's a bacteria and it grows. It kind of divides, and you take the old one and you can toss that one out sooner or later, and just grow new ones all the time. It's kind of a nice process if you're enjoying that.
We're coming down to the end of the St. Petersburg Farmers Market, which is a great event on Saturdays. You can pretty much get anything and everything that we talk about here. And there's a young couple there that are brewing homemade kombuchas or giving you the kits to make it at home.
Yep.
And they're there usually, but although we're going into summer hours, they may or may not. And I'm forgetting the name, but that might be worth a while tomorrow. Head on down to St. Pete, see if you can find the kombucha.
Which is a great place to hang out anyway.
It is.
It's a great
It
little
is.
town.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
All right, Tom.
Okay. Well, thanks. You guys have a great weekend.
Okay,
You
thanks a
too,
lot.
Tom. Talk to you again.
You know what's happening? I was watching this movie, and I had seen it before because I've been getting the emails from the thesacredscience.com, and they have the film called The Sacred Science. Really interesting documentary about, I think it's 6 patients that they take into the Amazon jungle. I think
And they
it's
work
in
with the
Ecuador.
shamans.
And they work with the shamans, a couple of different shamans, and it's very interesting, the process. And they have some really interesting things that they use. You see them drinking the teas and things like that, but also the people really are explaining what they're feeling. And they had, out of the 6, I think they had 2 people. One person passed away from naturally.
Probably was a little advanced. I remember seeing that
very
gentleman.
advanced, yeah.
Mhm.
Another person who had Crohn's disease didn't feel like she got a lot out of it. All the other people were pretty much cured. And there was some cancer. One breast cancer victim didn't really seem like it. She's going to do other, but she was really advanced too. But some of the type 2 diabetes was pretty much all the numbers were good. And this happened in 30 days.
Right. And
Which was really, that was astonishing. But just seeing the native people there and their philosophy about healing is really what impacted me, I think, because then you really see the difference between how they're treating you and how our society treats us when we're sick. Because they look at it a completely different way. You know, the view of the shamans is that our body has all the capacity to do the healing itself.
we just have to get out of the way.
We kind of have to get out of the way, where modern medicine says, aha, you've got something wrong with you, that's normal, and we're going to fix it for you.
Yeah, it's a great movie. If you haven't watched it, I watched it, as soon as it came out. The Sacred Science, free online screening. They're doing some other research and really supporting shamanistic healing, a journey to the heart of the jungle. Does that a little trailer? Can we play that?
Yeah, that's the trailer. Well, they won't be able to hear it, so I haven't set it up properly. But what I will do for you, if you write me an email today at nico@tfnn.com, I'll send you a link where you can actually watch this for free. If you want to purchase this, that's cool too, because that goes to the cause. And actually, if you purchase it, you get a book on recipes of some of these things that the shamans were using. But
And
not
to-
the Oasi, though.
Right, not the ayahuasca
Ayahuasca, any of those things, unfortunately.
But how great it is for us to take the time to, we always get these invitations to have the free screenings of these great documentaries that are life-changing. I mean, I could sit at YouTube or on the computer and just never get enough of the information that I see there.
Well,
Very rarely
I try
turn
to
on my
watch
TV.
one a day.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot, and some of it's a little bit out there, like some Sasquatch viewing and things like that, which I find interesting too. But as I dig into all these things, you can see that there's a lot of cases where people think this is really going on. I mean, we've got some reputable scientists now that think there is, Jane Goodall has says there's definitely a primate out there somewhere in North America. That, what it is, we don't know, but she's pretty much convinced. And Jeff Melbum is a prominent scientist who's been researching this and really has broken it down into certain areas where he's finding these things, and nobody's really, we've never captured one, but we've seen some pretty good footage. And I just find it very interesting. How can something be here when there's so many of us everywhere, it seems like? But we know that animals are reclusive. And they're very skeptical of human beings because of what human beings do. We tend to just about kill anything that moves. So you can imagine somebody out in the woods that doesn't look like a human being, and maybe we don't know if it's a man or it's an ape. It's probably most closely to an ape, but who knows? It's I just find it interesting. And
or take it off planet, something that's in this atmosphere that's kind of not.
And same with UFOs. I always find it interesting. I've never been convinced that they actually do exist because I haven't personally seen it. But I think the question is open, and I'd love to see it.
Why would we think that we're the only?
We don't. But I don't. I still haven't seen it. It makes sense that somewhere along the line, throughout history, somebody else from another planet has visited us somewhere along the line. It just seems logical. But if you're listening, just come on to my house and introduce yourself. That's what I'm saying.
That's right. Come on out and shake my hand.
Exactly.
Come on over for a barbecue, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
What?
It's a holiday weekend.
Yes.
So you're going to be cooking out or going out and stuff. And we saw this article, about 10 tips for healthy restaurant dining. Yeah. And, I think it's a good idea to realize that you really do have the power to make great choices. Whether we go out and, it's a function of life. We all know that we're better off if we eat at home or we know where our food comes from and eat at home. But the consequences, we're going out, we're social beings.
Yeah, and that's really the point, because we are social beings. We want to go out and we want to eat with other people. I think that's because we always have.
Because we used to be tribal.
We used to be tribal, and we were probably eating with 20 or 30 other people. And, somebody was fixing the food, somebody was killing the food, somebody was gathering the food, and somebody was cleaning the dishes or whatever. Everybody was cooperating together.
I think the end of that was the block party. When I was a kid, we used to have block parties. Yeah. That was such an exciting event. The street would close, and all your neighbors, even if you didn't talk to them all week, everybody had their table put out in the middle of the road.
And I'm going up to Canada in July for a couple of weeks to see some of my folks up there. And I was thinking about that the other day, and I was just thinking about a block party that we had when I lived in Toronto. Yeah. Because at the end of the street, and it was a dead-end street, is where we had our ice rink.
Oh,
and of course, the whole block would be ice skating all winter long. That's where you met the girls. That's where you met the boys.
Yeah, but we'll give you some
877-927-6648 is the phone number. Please join us. Pick up some Primal Edge. Please subscribe to our newsletter. It's only $10 a month. You get 2 issues on the first and third Friday of every month. Thanks. We'll be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle. I'm Paige Clarke, and I'm with Nico Haan.
Hi, folks.
And before the break, we were talking a little bit about, we're ready to go to this? 10 tips for healthy eating at a restaurant, because there are a lot of things that kind of hide, and we're not really aware of how they impact us that are in restaurants. And we need to be empowered to ask for what we need to help us stay on track.
And also, it's because people ask me very often, what happens when you eat out? Yep. And it is a kind of dilemma, because now we're restricting a lot of foods, and where you want to go organic, and unless you really know the restaurant, you're not going to get organic, and you're not going to get grass-fed. So that is kind of a dilemma.
Right.
So one of the first things, we'll go through her list and we'll comment on each thing, because we don't agree with everything she says.
Right.
Although, but also, I take some charcoal capsules with me.
Right, and I take the Mediclay.
And you take the Mediclay.
Yeah.
So these are two good options for you when you eat out or if you have a drink. These are options because these products will help take the toxins out. It actually cocoons them in a way, it wraps around them to take them out of your body safely so you're not reactive to them.
Because life is simple. You either have too much of what you don't need and not enough of what you do need, and we need to reverse that. And by slowly adding absorbative materials such as charcoal or this special clay that I've approved based on the research that actually binds glyphosate, which is Monsanto's Roundup, then we're already taking the toxic burden down. So that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Simple, inexpensive. You keep them in your pocket. You keep them in your little digest case if you're one of my clients.
Yep.
And so let's start with a couple of these things,
Okay.
and then we can interject. But first thing is to read the menu beforehand.
Today that's easy with the internet.
With the internet, you can take a look at it so you don't get into a social situation and you feel rushed or under pressure. You can decide, what your meal is going to be. I'm moving more and more towards my lunchtime meal being my more protein-intense mood. Not saying that I'm not going to have some protein, but the bigger meal for the day. I'm looking towards increasing the amount of time my body has less work to do to digest
That
food,
makes sense, yeah.
or increase my time of intermittent fasting. And there's some days that I'm just having my whey water or my fermented beverages.
Right.
So read the menu so you can be prepared. Ask for a gluten-free version. There's
Yeah.
very few restaurants today that don't have a gluten-free version. Typically, you're going to see some food choices that, will fit into your lifestyle.
Yeah, and if you go to gluten-free, it cuts out a lot of other stuff, too, because when they do gluten-free, you're talking about really eliminating grains in most things, because there's a lot of grain things that are added to sauces and oils and butters and things like that.
And that's a really great point, because we've talked about different sauces, and in restaurants, they often add flour, which is, a gluten.
Yep.
And remember the comments that Nico and I had a couple of shows ago? The question is the world gluten intolerant? Well, we know there's some differences in the strains, but we see lab tests all the time in functional health and functional medicine. People are looking at lab results that say, no, they're not sensitive to gluten. The situation is, are they testing for your sensitivity to Roundup, Monsanto's poison, which we now know is sprayed on every wheat product, GMO or not, to keep the weeds out. So the question is more likely that the reason you want to go gluten-free is because gluten is a heavily sprayed toxic product. It has become a pesticide because they're using the glyphosate, I always say that wrong, glyphosate, which is Monsanto's Roundup, is a weed killer. So that's why we want to stay away from gluten. Whether or not you think you're allergic to it, it's a toxic product by nature of the way it's grown. Be
Number
polite.
3, be polite.
Smile.
And it goes a long way to, not everybody's going to be polite back, but I think you get a lot more things done with a little bit of schmoozing, let's say.
Some
or
people
just,
feel nervous about asking for special treatment, but if you just smile at the waiter or waitress, they're saying this more and more, and they're open to it. I like this one, and I think this is really smart. I have my little digestive support, my clays, my digestive enzyme. I have my little salt shaker that I give my clients. If you're working with me, it's a refillable little healthy salt, so you don't make a bad choice on using toxic table salt. And you can make a little something put in your purse or and
These
make
are
a
two
salad
things
dressing.
you really should carry with you, and I admit that I don't. Sometimes a little salt. But salt is a great way, when you're eating out, to add those minerals in that you're missing.
And it has to be the right kinds of salts, and we've talked about that. But, making your own salad dressing or foregoing your salad dressing, we're looking at some new research on the big 800-pound gorilla in the room is actually all refined oils, folks. And, hey, we're not afraid to say we might be changing our focus.
So another couple things, because I want to wrap this up, because I want to talk a little bit about that thing we were doing. Avoid all sauces. Same with marinades. So ask if the meats are marinated or not. And if they're going to saute some food, they probably don't have good butter. But if they do, it's probably better than some of the other oils that they may have. And so
Ask for your meat to be poached, too.
and don't fry anything. During the next, after the break, we're going to show what is it, the
little
preview.
clip of the Sacred Science.
that's what it is.
So we'll give you guys a little preview in hopes that you'll
Yeah,
decide
it's about
to
2
take a
minutes,
look at
so
it.
stick around and we'll be right back.
You've heard Nico Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418 8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back. This is Nico. Are we playing that thing? I think he's going to start it. So we're going to play the Sacred... what's it
Science.
called? Sacred Science. Yeah, come on. Well, I guess he's not, doesn't have it up yet. So what we're going to talk about then?
I guess Al will give us a wave when he's got it rolling.
Yeah. We were talking about sunscreens. Okay.
Well, it's the Memorial Day weekend, folks, and you know, the Environmental Working Group has come out with a great report. Maybe you might want to check your beach bag and take a look at this. You know, it kind of gives us a little idea of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there are a lot of sunscreens on the market.
Bad in this thing.
Yeah. Well, no, folks, I'm telling you, you know, there's a lot of chemicals in sunscreen, and really, we want to take the Primal guy didn't have these chemical cocktails to slather all over his skin.
Well, he didn't put anything on.
No, he didn't.
And maybe mud.
But maybe he was smart enough to sit under a tree if he just got a little bit too much on his skin.
If you're in a chat room, you can see these, but these are some of the worst spray sunscreens. And sprays are really getting a lot of play. So because it's very convenient for people, but they say if you spray it, then you still got to rub it on, because otherwise you'll miss spots. But Banana Boat Clear, Ultra Mist, Ultra Defense Max.
Some people might find Neutrogena, which they have an idea of being a pure. None of these companies are pure, guys. They're chemical cocktails.
Yeah.
And so we're going to recommend that you take a look at these. They even have a list. We have a list of the 11 worst sunscreens for kids. We might plop this one in the newsletters because I think we're going into the summer.
Then there's 12 worst sunscreen lotions. And again, Banana Boat, Coppertone, CVS, Neutrogena, No Ad, Ocean.
So what are the kind of the chemicals you want to stay away from, guys? The spray sunscreens because of their chemical cocktails. The sky-high SPFs, that's a lot. That just means another word for a lot more chemicals.
Because they say really over 30, you can't really get much over 30.
Oxybenzone is another toxic chemical. It gets into the blood and acts like an estrogen. So God knows we don't need any more estrogenic chemicals on our bodies. And retinopalminate, which is a synthetic form of vitamin A, comes into making us sun sensitive. I recommend looking for like Honest. I believe Jessica Alba has a pretty good little sunscreen, something that has pure zinc in it. My friend Jennifer Devlin has had her products. Remember the redhead, the fiery redhead, the Celtic complexion? Jennifer Devlin has a environmental work group approved sunscreen.
What is the name of her company? You remember?
Celtic complexion.
That's right, yeah.
Jennifer Devlin. I love that girl. So it looks like Al's got the video for us. You got the video out?
Okay.
So we're going to take a little pause here and show you the sacred science.
The theme that I've noticed in my nightmares has pretty much always been about being trapped inside an environment that I can't get out of. Going through chemotherapy, all the soft tissue in your body, the lining in my mouth, hair falls out. It's killing you, but it kills the cancer first if you're lucky.
Why do you want to go to the jungle?
I don't want to go to the jungle. I want to get off this. I want to get better. I don't want to have this anymore. It can't leave any stone unturned, right? If it happens to be in the jungle, better find it.
That's what I like about these shamans. They've all had some sort of illness that they've healed.
Good shamans, you really have to establish a relationship with them before they become open and they share their knowledge.
Es un remedio curativo para toda la enfermedad.
When I said make peace with my past, I didn't know I'd have to go there like that.
People go deeper into themselves and strong breakthroughs and breakdowns sometimes happen.
This has been the most significant 30 days of my life.
My blood sugar has been down. Last night it was 59. It's never been that low.
El Parkinson, para el que está de la próstata, esto tiene un funcionamiento de purificar, limpiar interiormente.
La medicina tiene que ver en esos procesos de vida, muerte, resurrección, cambio. Son pequeñas muertes, las curaciones, la medicina.
If they didn't think there was benefit, they would be on that plane tomorrow. But they see it.
All right, we're back. There's an interesting film, too, and that just brings us to mind that every day that we're finding that plants...
God's medicine.
Is God's medicine. And, we're so used to drugs, and if we go back, I think we're a lot better off, because when I looked at this film, one of the things I thought of that, 3 people didn't find a lot of improvement, but they felt better while they were there. But the rest of the people out of, I think there was 8 that went, and 2 didn't find any relief. 1 found a little bit of relief. The rest of them were pretty much cured. And I remember...
How much of this time, when these people are there, is required for the herb to work, and how much of it is the time is required for those people to go through the spiritual, emotional, mental
Yeah, and that's one thing I found in the film too, because it was a journey not of any medicine, it was a journey of the spiritual, because they wanted to get the body into atonement to accept the healing, in a sense, too, isn't it?
Exactly. So, you know, along those same lines, I found an article on RiseEarth.com, a Chinese plant found that kills cancer after 40 days. Not something you're probably going to see on CBS News tonight, but we think it's news you can use. Yeah. Now, let me tell you something about this herb. It's not just about cancer. It's showing effects with rheumatoid arthritis and reducing obesity. It's
in
also
fact,
known as thunder god vine.
That was the first thing it was used for in the old days, was for the arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis.
It's called thunder god vine or Legong Teng. And it's been used long ago in Chinese medicine for treating many diseases. So they've been researching at the University of Minnesota's Masonic Cancer Center, and they've been using it. And after 40 days, the body does not show any signs of cancer. Now, in my feeling, this should be something that, regardless of what the research shows, I feel like we should all have access to these things. How many people have we known that this might have made a difference in their outcomes of their lives?
We're a society of scarcity. We want to make it scarce. It then becomes expensive, becomes hard to find, because now they're saying that some companies show no interest in investing research because it's a plant, you can't patent it, but then some other companies may be taking parts of the ingredients, and this is what I have a problem with, because it's the whole plant that creates it, and it's not just the plant, it's how it administers and how the process that you go through.
Well, this is what's interesting, you guys. And we know this from nutrition. It's all the synergist and cofactors that are found in the whole plant that actually give us the great benefits. And it's sort of ironic, because the only way that pharmaceutical giants can patent a product is to isolate it from its cofactors and synergists. And as a result, the drugs, I feel, usually never work as well as the whole plant would be, and then the public is shielded from the virgin resource that actually produced the great results. So it's sad stuff. So what do, folks? We become empowered, and we take on personalized health responsibility, and that's what we do here. We want you to start listening and learning and getting empowered and researching. Someone made a comment, oh, there's a lot of junk on the internet. I disagree. I think there's a lot of truth on the internet. I think there's a lot of junk in the mainstream news. I think there's junk and truth in both, and you have to go out and find them both.
You have to research the whole thing, otherwise you're not going to find what's good. It's, I mean, even in school, I was interested in only probably half of stuff. If I was allowed to go where my interest lies, I think my education would have been completely different. I don't think I would have wasted as much time.
You mean like the Waldorf school philosophy, which we actually have some of those schools here. They kind of it's even more
you're
creative.
Guided by your spirit in a sense, and let the child discover what he or she is passionate about, and let him go towards that. I mean, when I recall my education, it was not just education, but it's our society structure.
Our indoctrination.
Indoctrination, exactly. We're stopped at all these different levels because, no, you can't make money doing that. Or, no, people don't do that. You're thinking the wrong way, Nico. I mean, I was told that so many different times. Or I don't like that. You shouldn't be doing that. Stop it. No, let the creativeness come out, because even though there might be some aspect of the journey that might be negative, or it's still your own personal journey, and I think you should be able to decide which way you're headed. Of course, you're going to be guided, and some people don't get it and go the wrong way, but that's fine. Weed them out, I say.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Anyway.
And it's only through looking at information that you're going to find out what's true for you. We're not diagnosing or prescribing here. We're sharing our personal health journeys, and we encourage you to do the same.
Yeah, so to wrap this up, it says, but even though this plant is cheap, some scientists are already involved in the research and trying to make a cure drug from this plant, which will receive approval from the FDA.
But of course, it's going to be really expensive then.
Yeah, it'll be patented and sold for large amounts of money. Too bad, because it's a plant that's pretty easy to grow, from what I understand, in many different climates. So that's just...
Can we go over this article? I tend to like to talk a little bit about...
You're talking about the apple one?
Well, from Mark's Daily Apple, is raw milk better, okay? And I like the way it opens up, because, like Mark says, and he's kind of a paleo primal guy, he says, I don't drink much, if any, milk. He says, a little cream in my morning coffee, good cheese, aged cheese, some yogurt, or fermented beverage, kefir on occasion. That's about the extent of his dairy consumption, and that really kind of hits it with me.
Me too.
I'm not this, 3-time-a-day dairy person, but I do believe many of us, particularly those of Celtic, Nordic type, Northern European, it was a big part of our diet.
I never liked milk. Probably because, and I don't remember really drinking milk in Holland, but when I moved to Canada, we started drinking homogenized milk. Then pasteurized came out.
Right.
And that's when I kind of stopped drinking it. So I don't know if I just naturally didn't like the change. Because the homogenized milk had the fat in it still. And you'd have to shake it up to get the fat going. But then they did something with the pasteurizing to make sure that the fat and the protein were together and wouldn't separate.
That's homogenization. Pasteurization is the killing of the bugs, which of course they don't
but
filter
in pasteurized, you don't see the cream on top.
That's because it's been homogenized as well. Homogenization
So
is where so you can actually go to the store today, like Nature's or something. There's a brand that has milk that is not that is pasteurized, but not homogenized, and you'll see that.
But you want really no process at all.
Exactly. If you're going to have milk, you want to have. It's kind of like we always say: if you're going to eat meat, eat some grass-fed meat that eats a healthy diet. So. That's all the points I wanted to say. In talking about is raw milk better? I personally think that it is, because I think that it's the enzymes that are in the foods. I personally,
which means it has to be fresh. And it stays fresh for quite a long time in its natural state.
Raw milk is so funny, and you can even I bought some, and it was starting to become what I would say by the third week it starts to get where it doesn't taste bad. No. It's just starting to look like it's fermenting a little bit. I set it on the counter for a week, and I just wanted to prove it that you smell. This still doesn't smell.
It just sours a little bit.
It just sours. It really doesn't get stinky.
We know that souring and fermenting is something that takes toxins out of food.
Yeah, but pasteurized milk is just like the environment of your gut. If you have nothing but bad bugs or dead bugs, you need to have some bugs. They got to be good ones.
Yeah.
So all I wanted to say is that
pasteurizing just kills the bugs. It doesn't take them out.
No, so everyone that's drinking pasteurized milk is drinking
dead bugs.
Dead bugs.
Yeah, that's what we should say. Are you a dead bug person? Do you like eating dead bugs? No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to go into it. My long story was I think it's a great idea that if you are going to use dairy, that you use dairy that comes from farms that have good, clean environment, raw foods, and also the fermented dairies, such as the kefirs. They're a different animal.
Yeah. I think so too. Okay. Another thing that we often talk about is, of course, water and the purity of water. But why is water important? I read an article recently, and they were talking about the first thing you should do in the morning is have that glass of water, because we dehydrate ourselves, right?
Well, we're respirating at night, and we're losing ounces, maybe even liters of water through our respiration. So we're dehydrated, even if we have not. Even if we don't have a thirsty feeling, the majority of us, due to chronic dehydration, we've lost our thirst response. We don't feel thirsty, but our body is thirsty. It's like so it's a great way to say, trust me, you're dehydrated, and it's a hard thing to do, to just immediately down some water. But folks, I'm telling you,
you don't have to sit. I mean, you can take your time and take a few minutes to do it. But there's one thing that you should do just before you take that water that I highly recommend. And that's to take some Primal Edge.
Oh, I like your little marketing there. Aren't you cute?
I just threw that in there.
And that is
folks,
true.
This is such a great product. And, every time in the morning when I wake up, I take that the first thing with my water. And it makes me feel so good, because I know I'm getting everything I need to be healthy. And if I'm eating a good diet along with that, I know I've just accomplished everything that I need for that day as far as nutrition.
You folks probably have no idea the quality of the ingredients that are in this. I've had 2 product formulators that have competitive products that sell for more than ours, and they said, I can't believe the quality. They know we have the best of the best in there. So get the best of the best for you, get the best of the best for your family. At Tiger Dollars, be a Primal Edger.
We highly recommend this product. We'll be right back, folks. The number here is 877-927-6648. We still have one more segment coming, so please stick around. Pick up the Primal Edge and my newsletter right now. You know what's cool? taking something that's good for you, something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Nico and Paige here, and this is a viewer mail segment here. And from Ethan sent me an interesting kind of graphic here. This is from the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and it's a new map. And it's kind of confusing because I don't know what this really means, because the researchers who devised this map wanted to find a way to inform people in the United States what may be happening in each state.
What were the trends for cause of death?
And they say significant
They called it, no, the word they used is distinctive.
Distinctive, yeah.
Now,
which is
that's
odd.
an interesting word, and Ian sent that to me too, and I said, that's interesting. For example, let's just take Texas.
Yeah.
A. So the most distinctive, what does distinctive
Tuberculosis.
mean? Tuberculosis. Whereas
Well,
in
Florida
the
is E.
Florida is E, human immunodeficiency, HIV. So my
So Boston was a female,
they didn't do the cities, it just did states.
Yeah,
So
it was
Massachusetts is
it was a pelvic disease for women or something like that.
pelvic inflammatory
Yeah.
disease.
And I talked to Tom. He says, yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, yeah, okay, so what you got is pelvic inflammatory disease is typically caused from bugs, sexually transmitted disease. So my question is, and we've got a lot of vaccination going on, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe different states are targeted. Let's see how the vaccines, what happens.
Yeah. Indiana was disorders of the kidney. So I get a lot of drinking going on in Indiana, perhaps. I don't know.
Distinctive.
Well, that was W. No, maybe other unspecified events or undetermined intention.
Hyperplasia of the prostate in California. Guys, this is kind of interesting. So the question is, what's the CDC up to trying to find the distinctive causes of
it's
death?
not saying the most.
Distinctive, like, wow, that's kind of unusual. So, to be, I guess, stay tuned. We'll have to try and figure out. But I kind of look at this as like maybe there's some studies going on. Maybe there's some things that they want to. So each state becomes
sinister. Not here.
So maybe each state they're doing studies to see. This just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
There would be this.
Yeah. The more I got into it, well, the first thing, what this is information. Why is this of value to us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any value knowing that E is for a certain virus that's in human beings in Florida, and it's very distinctive. Or maybe the distinctive people are getting this. Now, it's not a distinctive disease, but maybe just the rich are getting this, and it's very annoying.
Is there something in the water? Is there something in their vaccines that are distributed to that state that results in the presence? In the presentation of a certain thing, like, is there live tuberculosis virus in the vaccines? So maybe they make sure that the lots that are only sent to Texas have that. Now, I'm not saying this, guys. This is just my creative, curious minds need to know. But when I see that word distinctive, I thought, like, in other words, do we have the high distinctive? We have the honor in Florida of having the most distinctive cause of death being HIV. Is that because there were more people that were exposed to the HIV virus? Is it because of lifestyle? Is it because of...
Is it imported?
Imported, that it was planted in this state specifically? I use that word? I don't know.
No, I know.
I don't know. But I thought that was interesting. And thanks for sharing, Ethan, because it's always interesting to get information for our readers.
One thing I do know, if you want to just stay out of these maps, let's start with yourself and let's start with your diet and what you're putting in your mouth and what you're drinking and the air you're breathing. Start taking care of yourself. Start doing investigations on that part, how to stay healthy.
So you can live a longer, stronger, healthier,
and then you don't have to
wealthier.
look at these stupid maps.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. And we hope you do it. I hope you have a wonderful, safe Memorial weekend. Think about those people that we love and we've lost, maybe, in some of these wars that maybe shouldn't happen anyways.
Like I did, a nice granddaughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Leah.
We didn't get to see her picture, but maybe next time.
Yeah. Thanks, folks.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.